So, time to answer some channel and personal questions from my Patreons. So, first off, from Axel, will there be any more Navy U-boat stuff? And yes, there will definitely be. I have quite some literature on Navy stuff and also especially on U-boats. Got at least two books recently surrounding the U-boats. And also in summer I got one book and already had one or two. So yeah, definitely. So from ZNerd7, are you planning to do regular streams on Twitch or even upload some gaming content on YouTube? I did some regular streams of Hearts of Iron 3 in November, mid-November. The problem is I catch the cold and it didn't go away. And I knew I was going to the Tank Museum. Didn't want to cough around or my voice failing next to the tiger. So I stopped basically streaming. And the thing is, I went over there and since the transit was quite intensive and everything, I got sick again. So yes, I plan, but it's content first. And with content, I mean my military visualized videos and the personal videos. About gaming content on YouTube, I thought several times about having a gaming channel. But first off, I want to introduce the strategy of 2018, which I made a post about. And then I will look further. So basically I intend to stream regular on Twitch because I realized one thing, playing on stream a Paradox game is actually quite well efficient in a way, because usually when I played a Paradox game before, I didn't play less than probably 8 hours or something. And with streaming it's exhausting enough that after 2 or 3 hours I have to stop, which is a, let's say, a healthy dose of Hearts of Iron usually, or other games. Yeah, I'm on YouTube, not sure. Although I set up Restream so that I can stream on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously, but I hadn't timed it to test it and everything. Then from Andrew, I know you like heavy metal music. Do you like any composer or pieces of classical opera music? And if so, what pieces or which composers? Thank you from a big classical music and opera fan. This is a very interesting question. I like Ride of the Valkyries from Wagner, which I think many people do, especially those who played Hearts of Iron 3, because the game starts with the music. Besides that, there are a few composers I like, but they are from what I would consider pop culture, which is Hans Zimmer, who for instance did the Rock soundtrack and also for Rush. There are a few songs I got, which I like. Then I'm not sure if this is classical music or not, the Soviet National Anthem, which is just an amazing song, besides the political implications. There are of course some heavy metal classical music crossovers, and I think one of the best, or which I like the most, although I only listened to a few, is from Rage, Lingua Mortis. Oh no, it's Rage and not Rage Against the Machine. Rage is a German heavy metal band, and they recorded Lingua Mortis with the Prague Symphony Orchestra, if I'm not mistaken. So one thing here is important. I think I'm basically amusical, which is a condition where you can't decipher between certain tones, which I think is also the reason why I have certain problems with pronunciation. Because I remember, for instance, Spanish classes, that the teacher had to show me how to differently pronounce with the tongue and the lips one letter, because I couldn't hear really the difference. So one of my weak points in my hardware seems to be my ears. So I have a rather limited hearing. I had the same by the way with Bismarck, when he pronounced two words differently. Once was correct and once was incorrect, and I could hear there's a difference, but I couldn't really remember or decipher the difference. And probably the most interesting thing here is one of my professors, who was also into heavy metal, basically only listens to opera and classical music anymore. And a friend of mine who was also a heavy metal fan, or is still a heavy metal fan, is also now completely into operas and classical music. I mean, he has an opera singer as girlfriend, so maybe that has an influence on this. I also should add Jeremy Soule, by the way. I forgot him. He is the guy who did the soundtrack for Morrowind and I also think Oblivion and Skyrim, not entirely sure. So not sure if you consider him classical. So I'm still quite under the weather, so I hope you enjoyed this Fever Dream edition of Patreon Q&A. Thank you for watching and see you next time.